Now, I'm going to go into the cheeks. 'Tis the mother fluffin' season. Hot cocoa? Nah. Some goofy eggnog? Now we're talking. I'm gonna see how far I can make it in this video before nothing makes sense anymore. So this right here is the basement wall. It has since been kind of cleaned up a little bit. We have parties over and everything, and like the last thing you want to see is a bunch of on the wall. Yeah, there's a bunch of on the wall. We got the chalk here. I am not gonna wear my fursuit paw for this because this is gonna get everywhere. I know this entire wall is kind of like, you know, got a little bit of, we tried our best to clean it. This chalk kind of sticks. It kind of sticks to the side of here. So I figured, you know what, we're gonna use a little bit of white chalk, this nice, lovely white Crayola chalk, to do some nice little furry drawings, you know? I could probably do a little bit of commentary on here because I don't know, it's just, I feel like I'm Bob Ross right now. Furry Bob Ross. So we're just gonna start off with a simple head. So to do this, I do a little bit of a circle right here. Look at that. Aw, perfect. Now that's what I call a circle. Okay, now, some people like to do lines to kind of help guide it, but for me, what I like to do, I do the nose. I always do the nose, right? That's the nose. And then I curve all the way down. It sounds like it's farting every time I move this chalk on here. I don't know if the audio picked it up or not. So that I make the nose go down like that. Perfect. It's just a circle and a curve. Following along, good. Because the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to, everybody kind of has like their own method of doing this. And for me, I kind of like to have the basics, right? I like to have the shape, the general shape of what it's gonna look like before I continue, because that's important. I can't spell, but it's important. All right, good. Now, this part of the nose, it forms a little bridge. It forms a little bridge for the eyes. Now, because I'm a fox and foxes have big old bushy cheeks, look at that guy down there. He's got some big old bushy cheeks. I like to kind of exaggerate. So right where the ear ends is where I start with the fluff. So kind of go up and then alternate and then one big down one. We got the fluff going on. I like to kind of exaggerate the ear sizes too. Everything I do is exaggerated. My sobriety right now, it's exaggerated. Go over for the hair, one little line going up, kind of like we did with the cheeks over here. You're gonna wanna alternate, so one going up, one kind of going in the middle, and then a nice little big old one right there. Now, here comes the really crazy part. I hope you're following along. There we go. That's literally just the fluff on the other side of the head. Physics, man. Now, I'm going to go for the eyes. So I'm gonna give him kind of a bit of a grumpy look. This is gonna be me in the morning after all this eggnog wears off. Do a line. A half circle. Good. Next, another half circle. Whoa, it's crazy. Now the eyebrows. I like to do over-exaggerated eyebrows. Big old thick eyebrows. Perfect. So we got the eyes, got them looking a little angry. Now we got the eyebrows going. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of a circle, you know, for the eye, the actual iris. Good. Now we're gonna go ahead and fill these ears in a little bit. I like to kind of start from the top of the ear and go all the way down to the middle and then out again. See, it'll look kind of like a, I don't know, kind of a round half oval. Now fill it in with the same thing we did with the cheeks. We're gonna do a top, a middle, bottom. Good, we got the fluff inside of the ear. Next, we are going to start about right here in the middle of it. This is gonna be where the mouth is. So I'm gonna kind of drag it up a little bit. So we start with the mouth, and then I'm gonna kind of go down a little bit, up, and then down. He's unhappy. A little bit of a cheek over here on the side. Yeah, that eggnog's hitting a lot harder than I thought because I actually stopped recording and didn't realize I was not recording until like a few seconds ago when I just checked the camera and I was like, I'm gonna kind of make the nose a little bit bigger. A big old nose, kind of fill that in. And a lot of this, because it's sort of like in a sketch format, right? Like you can kind of do lines however you want. If you make a mistake, it's permanent. There's no way you're ever gonna get this off. You're all right. You could just go ahead and like exaggerate things, change things how you want them to be. Another thing too that I'm gonna say that really helped me out with art, this is something that my art teacher, who I really loved, like she was one of the best mentors I ever had kind of growing up. Whenever you're drawing, take a moment to kind of stop what you're doing and stand back a little bit and analyze it. Because if you're really close up here doing stuff and you're kind of lost in the sauce drawing and you don't really pay attention to everything else going on, your proportions might be off. So kind of take a little bit of a moment to have a bit of a break. If you're watching this video right now, I don't know, take a break, go ahead and get yourself some hot cocoa, some spiked eggnog if you're of age, and you know, stop and look at your art. Kind of make sure that it is what you want. Now, I'm going to go into the cheeks. Now I'm going to go ahead and modify the cheeks and draw a little bit of a line over here. I'm gonna go ahead and do another one over here. And it kind of gives it the illusion that there is some split ends, some hair right here, right? Now that I'm done with that, I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of neck floof. So right there where the muzzle ends, I start with the chest hair, like Fabio levels of chest hair. So we do one line, another line, and then another one kind of going down. We're gonna do another one of those, kind of make it look like it's frayed fur. And now I like to exaggerate. And what I like to do is kind of do the whole noodle arm thing. So I'm going to kind of go down a little bit, curve it. Perfect. We got a curved arm. We're going to follow that exact same line. Another curve. And then over here, where the armpit is, where the stinky fox armpit is, we're going to kind of do a line going down and curve it. Over here, where that second fluff is, we're gonna curve it as well. Whoa, look at that. We got a fox torso going on right now. I am going to draw another line. We're gonna have it kind of go up to where the nose is. Have another line. I hate that noise so much. Curve it as well. Oh my God. It's just constant chalk farts. Okay, so now with this part of the arm, we're gonna make the paw thumb, kind of curve another one right there, another one. All right, wow, look at that. It's a really, really badly drawn paw. I am not good at drawing paws. Also, that arm is way shorter than that one. So yeah, we're just gonna start the actual arm right here then, the hand. Good. That is a fist, a furry fist. We're gonna draw the top of the bottle right here. And then kind of curve down as well. There we go. He's holding, not in a very good way because a fist is actually facing us. A little bit of flourish on here. N-O-G for some nog. Pretty much it. That's just me holding a bottle of spiked eggnog. Hold on, we gotta... Is this nog? Perfect. And then to kind of round it out a little bit, I like to do a little bit of cross hashing on here. So just kind of make a bunch of lines. Oh, this audio is gonna be cooked. Hold on. All right. Good. Now we have a nice little flourish up here. And then, of course, don't forget to sign your work. Now that is what I like to call a finished little furry drawing. Yeah, thanks for joining me on today's video, you know, where I kind of got a chance to, I don't know, unwind, kind of be myself really, because it feels like a lot of the videos I've been making before in the past have just been kind of like, I don't know, like a talking head format. And while those are fun, you know, like they just kind of, they feel artificial, right? And I kind of want to do a little bit more goofy stuff. So maybe that's going to be my New Year's resolution next year. Try and do a bit more goofy stuff. Yeah! But thanks for joining me on today's video. Hopefully it helped get you in the festive spirit and maybe try your hand at drawing some stuff. I don't know why I said it like that, drawing. I'm not from Boston. If you like this content, you know, feel free to like and subscribe and I don't know, maybe hit that bell button for some juicy fox shenanigans. And with that, I'm getting ready to head on out for a trip pretty soon. Right after Christmas Day, we're taking a flight going over to Arizona to go ahead and visit some family. So that's going to be pretty cool. That's going to be pretty neat. It's going to be really cold over here in St. Louis, and I get a chance to not be a part of it for a bit. So yeah, I hope y'all have a wonderful holiday season, and yeah, I will see you on the next video. Oh my goodness, bye.
Oh my goodness, I'd like to give a huge thank you to the following Gold Egg patrons: Ashira Pony, Funtime Wolf, Cinder Kitten, Apollo Bunny, Dynamo, DH, Emerith Cantonine, Eoric Bernison, and Moodle. And a huge thank you to all my other patrons and supporters as well. If you'd like to consider becoming a patron, check me out on the link above. Oh my goodness, thank you.